their budget.
Yeah, I knew the deadline was approaching. They had passed that a while back, and they had put like a 12-month period on it or something. Anybody that had been approved before a certain date had their surgery by this date.
Right.
And yeah, that's
it's a shame. We're going in the wrong direction here, but I mean, obviously that's the Alberta government's business and not mine.
Right.
But
from what I read about it a while back, granted, it wasn't a problem with the social issue. That it was strictly a question of cutting costs out of their medical plans, and it's unfortunate that they deemed something that we see as this medically necessary, as something that it's available to cut. But
right, and on top of that,
elective.
Well, yeah. When you're talking about cutting healthcare benefits, nobody wants to lose any of them.
Right. And
right.
The thing about gender reassignment surgery is that it's a very small number.
Right.
I mean, granted, these surgeries are expensive, but the number of people that are having the surgery is a very, very small number. But anyway, that's what they did.
I just think on the positive side, they don't seem to be cutting it for moral reasons.
Well, I hope not. I hope not.
That's a point.
But anyway.
It's a small
I know you had some
silver
stuff.
lining. Go for it.
I'm done with this, but there is an issue I wanted to talk about tonight, but I'm going to let you, I think you've got some things here you wanted to talk about.
I always bring stuff, whether we get to it or not.
Okay.
Well, for one, for anyone out there that does, we were talking about progress earlier. Marvel Comics has featured in their, I believe, current issue of the X Factor comic book, the first gay kiss between two characters.
Wow.
Between Richter and Shatterstar.
Cool. Richter and Shatterstar?
Shatterstar. Okay.
Two mutant characters.
Okay.
The article did talk about how the first openly gay characters were from the 1986 Watchmen series. But the Watchmen series was a miniseries, and this is they believe the first mainstream comic to feature a gay relationship on the pages.
Progress.
That is
progress.
Cool.
Sad that it has to be 2009 when we're talking about that.
There was the Rawhide Kid, which was an old series, I think, from the 80s that they actually brought the character back as a gay character,
okay.
And but it was very short-lived, like 6 issues or something.
Right.
But it was very funny. I got several of them. Yeah. Thank you, Sarges. Can we give that local plug?
In my younger years, I collected the X-Men comics, including X Factor. It has a long history in the marketplace.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
progress.
Hey. Every little bit helps.
The media takes many forms.
That's right.
including
comic books.
Well, you know what?
Graphic novels.
A lot of people read comic books. It's not a small market.
And just like cartoons on TV, we're in America we're starting to come to the understanding that comic and cartoon doesn't necessarily mean kids fare.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
True.
Absolutely.
So I mean we joke and jibe about comic books, but the whole medium of graphic novels can go into very interesting places that you wouldn't have your 6-year-olds read.
True.
Sure.
True. And actually, one of the Lambda Award winners from last year, as well as I think it received a National Book Award or some other national award, was Alison Bechdel's A Fun Home, which was a graphic novel. Alison Bechdel, of course, is the cartoonist for the long-running comic strip Dykes to Watch Out For. And she's a New England girl. She's a lovely, lovely person, and she's been doing this comic strip DTWOF for years and years and years. So it's really like a kind of serial, comic thing. And her autobiographical graphic novel talked about her father's bisexuality, and which was very closeted, and the same circumstances of his death, and it was very beautifully done, very beautifully done, and obviously, you know, it was recognized for its literary talent as well as her graphic quality.
And from my own experience with it, those are always the best comic books are the ones that have the good story. You know, the reason that Watchmen is one of the most popular comics of all time is because it was such a profound story. The graphic nature of the comic book allows them to tell the story a little differently, but you've got to have the story. It's like the 3D movies that are out now. I heard today, if someone makes a 3D movie just to have a 3D movie, it's going to fail. You have to have a story behind it. You have to have a plot. You have to have some characters people want to see. But
Sure.
Yeah, and it also, you know, from what I understand, the story really has to lend itself, like something, I haven't seen it, but Up, from what I hear, they say was meant to be seen in 3D because of the depth of vision that the movie involves.
Right, and I know the Ice Age movie that's coming out is going to be in 3D, and I think I heard the Harry Potter might be as well.
Wow.
Because, you know, for the Ice Age one, they talk about when the pterodactyls are flying around, they fly right over your shoulder.
Ooh.
Oh, cool. I'm going to have to get some 3D glasses.
They give them out at the theater.
Right.
That's cool.
Well, progress.
Yeah.
Indeed.
In a different form.
Yeah. Anyway, okay, so I don't want, you know, I know I'm going to get yelled at for this, but I want to talk about my love life. But before I do that, I have here a barrette. This barrette is always with me, and I'm not going to wear it. But
And I can confirm for you that when she's roller skating, she does wear it.
well, that's because I need to see where I'm going. I don't really need to do that right now. Anyway, I wanted to talk about my love life. Recently, I met somebody, and I will not. And in fact, you know all about this because you were there. I'm not. Well, I'm going to call him Ben. That's not his real name, but it's close enough. Anyway, in my former life, I used to play with Jeeps. I still love Jeeps, but I had a whole garage full of Jeep parts, and I threw them all on eBay. And this person, Ben, bought them, and so he came to my house several times to pick this stuff up. And very nice man, educated man, very nice man. Liked him. He asked me out. Okay. And that was cool. So I agreed to go out with him. Now, he didn't know that I was trans. And so I had to tell him that, and I told him that on our first date, our first and only date. That, you know, it cooled things off a little bit, but he sort of handled it okay. He didn't seem to have a huge problem with it. Now, I figured, okay, he told me at the end of the evening he needed to digest things a little bit. And it's like, all right, you do, and that's fine. He actually called me the following day and said that he wanted to have coffee with me, and it's like, okay, this is cool, good sign. And in fact, you were there when he came for coffee.
I was.
Tara and I were, and Lily as well. Lily, if you're listening, hi Lily. We did a sort of a sci-fi movie marathon on Saturday night, and it was great fun. And ate way too much popcorn and sour cream and onion dip and stuff. But anyway, so Tara spent the night and was there when Ben came the following day to have coffee. And here's the thing that I wanted to talk about, because this kind of blew me away. I figured, okay,